Happyland Adventures is one of those experiences where the vague idea of it is permanently etched in the back of my mind, but up until recently I couldn't have really told you what it was. This free game wasn't one that I had on my own device or a family computer, but something that was on every one of the school computers during primary school, and I remember playing it a lot between probably prep to grade 2, I want to say. That would be me age 6 to 8. It's all very blurry, but I can definitely picture the room. The computers and the desks along the back of the classroom, and a few people all playing it in a row. Now I wasn't the one to rediscover this. It wasn't even on my radar, but it was my brother Jared who found this months ago, and it unlocked this weird rush of nostalgia for something I didn't know that I knew. I'm happy he did, because it blew my mind that I could still play it after all this time, and now I can share it with whoever stumbles across this video. If you Google Happyland Adventures, the game is pretty easy to find, but be careful because the original website isn't available anymore, so some sources are less safe than others. Happyland Adventures, and the game that I'm much more familiar with, Happyland Adventures Xmas Edition, is a 2-day platformer for PC made by one guy, Johan Peets, in the year 2000. You play as an unidentified anthropomorphic dog asked by Santa to save Christmas, and you do so by collecting food and Christmas ornaments, avoiding enemies, and leading Santa's helpers to the safe zone of each stage. Santa isn't using the elves in this game. Instead, there are these weird tiny creatures that look much more monstrous than the animals you're supposed to be avoiding. Save enough little guys and the exit will be unlocked. I think there's like 15 stages and some of them are pretty big, so there's a decent chunk of game here. What I think I remember most is the audio for this game. The sound effects, like the giggle of the critters when you pick them up, the popping of items when you collect them, the loud yeehaw at the completion of each stage, and that piercing ringing of the telephone in the starting cutscene.
Hello? Hello?
I'm not a fan of that one. Also, the music in the background, the janky renditions of Christmas songs from the title screen and some of the earlier levels were very pleasant and familiar when I went through them again. What I clearly didn't remember is the quality of the game's visuals. I imagine the game must have looked great to tiny me. The slightly less tinier me now, years later, finds the whole thing a little rough on the eyes, but fairly impressive for when it was released, and for its tiny file size. What I didn't expect in my playthrough is the difficulty. Some of the jumps require some ridiculous precision to access some areas, like, let's fast forward to this one in level 7, I think. Yeah, this one. It's tough, but despite that, I think that the platforming is pretty fun. There's tons of hard to reach places and many secret areas, some of which are sort of hidden with a pretty obvious visual guide, and others you wouldn't know about without just sliding down every wall and hoping you'll fall into something. The downsliding ability is sometimes the only way to pass through areas, because touching enemies in any other way will result in you getting hurt. It's tough, but not too tough, and pretty dang fun. Until you gotta see this. Let's speed through this again. Wait a sec. And here, this level. I don't like it. For some reason, everything is slippery or pushing in one direction when there's no ice to suggest that should be happening. The game's told you there's a difference between ice and snow, but now it's thrown a curveball. And the platforming gets a significant spike in difficulty. And you have to collect 24 helpers, which is way more than any level previously. Which is why I died here. And here. Here, and here. Don't like this level. Manic Mines 2 sucks. But here's my high score. I genuinely couldn't beat this game because of this stupid level. Adult Kai has not been able to accomplish what 7-year-old Kai could only dream of. Well, maybe later down the road, but not this Christmas season. See if you can do any better, maybe you can. As the rediscoverer of this game, and the reason why this video exists, I reached out to Jared to comment on the whole situation. And he came back with, and I quote, "Happyland Adventures? More like aging man dentures." Got him. He totally roasted them. Obliterated. Jared Horton 1. Johan Pete 0. Thanks for watching. But seriously, it's a pretty good game, go try it.